Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the OG Tier 7 American battleship USS Iowa. And we're running our normal free-to-play build. We're running Andrew Cunningham and Paolo DeRevel as our inspirations on William Sim. We are running Flammable Cannoneer Crisscross because we wanted to get a little bit more speed. Remember, we did just get a speed boost with, or not speed boost, but speed buff with this update. Marksmanship, we've got Reaching Out XXL, and we've got Fight Fire with Fire. We took off gyrating drill bits just to take advantage of the speed. Ended up not really needing it in the video that I'm going to showcase, but we are, of course, running AA Guns Mod 2. We're running Steering Gears Mod 2, Concealment System Module, and we are running the Epic Artillery Plotting Room Mod 2. That is our build, guys. It's nothing too crazy. I will show you guys the speed real quick, because I don't want to forget about that. So we have a maximum speed of 33 knots with this build. If you put gyrating drill bits, I believe that takes you down to 28, 29 knots, something like that. So if you leave gyrating drill bits off, you're not going to be quite as accurate, but you'll be able to move a little bit faster and get to some interesting spots. Okay? So with all of that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we're going to be on Neighbors, and this is the very first match I logged into tonight. And this pretty much sums up how you might whatever you want to call it. My brain's locked up at the moment. But anyway, I logged on because y'all been telling me in the last couple of days that I haven't done an Iowa video in a long time. And it did just get buffed, so I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot. And this is the match that I get put in. Very first match. Really? Well, you guys know the deal. I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. Anytime I get put in a lobby like this, I make it my goal to embarrass as many people on the enemy team as possible. Reason being, not like publicly name and shame. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about outplaying them. That's what I mean by embarrassing. Please don't get that misconstrued. Anyway, hey, there's your big word for the day. Today on Spartan Elite 43, he used misconstrued in a sentence. Anyway, we're going to be out here and we're going to try to go wide initially. Now, pay attention to the fact I have a battleship spawning right next to me. It's a 4v4. Now, right at the beginning, you're going to see me do a thing. And that thing is I get sick and tired of waiting for everybody else to do things. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do the old bait. All right? Now, I get somebody next to me radars early in the match. And there's only one person on our team with a radar, and that's a Missouri. And in my mind, that means the Missouri's next to me. So I'm like, all right, we got two Iowa-class battleships sitting right next to one another. We're going to go ahead and do our thing. And you can see La Foudre is on his way. And this is what I mean by baiting people, right? I fire one gun. That allows me to be spotted, and usually everybody fires back. But I'm already turning away, so I'm not really in any sort of danger. But it allows me to see all these guys and what they're doing at the beginning of the match, because we don't have a destroyer, right? So now we know that there are 3 people heading our direction. This is kind of what we figured. So we want to isolate ourselves, right? We want to kind of limit who can shoot us, preferably. So we're going to go outside the rock here. We're initially kiting away, and you can see our teammate here is sailing a little too broadside for the fact there are 3 motherfuckers sitting out there waiting to yeet the man. All right? The astute among you may have noticed that that is not the Missouri. It is, in fact, the La Foudre sitting next to us. And we get a shot out at the New Jersey's broadside. I ain't gonna lie, that was sadness. That was just pure sadness. Blame it on gyrating drill bits all you want, but that was sadness. Now, you'll see La Foudre shooting at the guy in the whatever we just said it was, the French battleship, the Flandre. Golly, man. But the funny thing is, these are both French battleships. They're both secondary type French battleships, right? The whole purpose of the La Foudre was to release the Jean Bart, but not as busted as the original Jean Bart. So they made it a secondary version of the Jean Bart. And yeah, anyway, it's not as good. It's like the Jean Bart that we have at home. Okay, if you think that you're getting the La Foudre as a replacement for the Jean Bart, you're probably a little bit sad. But it's not a bad ship. It's just not for me. Now, we fire HE at him for a couple reasons. One, I wanted to get the fires. The guy has already been hit with HE, so I figured there's a good chance that I get a perma fire here, right? Didn't happen. But also because the HE just pins him, right? So it's a lot easier to get a lot of damage with him with HE there. Now, I know that the New Jersey's pushing around the right flank, so I've got to be careful here, but I don't really have much of a choice. I do have AP loading back up. Now that we've kind of suckered him in to the idea that we're going to be shooting HE at him, he's just opened up the full broadside here. So we just slap him, right? 5 out of 9 shells hitting the target. We get angled, take almost no damage. But, problem being, I'm broadside to New Jersey. And New Jersey, unlike me, is going to have the best RNG he's ever had in his life. Yeah, not ideal. Broadside in an Iowa-class battleship, not ideal. You will be blapped. Don't worry, we'll get him back. Anyway, we got another shot here. Beautiful shot, taking out one of his turrets temporarily. Our secondaries are hitting him just as much as his secondaries are hitting us. And you can see that the enemy turrets has been dealt with on the left flank. So, good news there. And those guys are now going to be in a position to help crossfire these guys on the right. Now, I've got to be careful because the other battleship, which I thought was the Turpits, again, tunnel visioning, didn't notice, thought it was the Turpits pushing up on me. But you can see we're getting into a drive-by scenario. I know I'm going to get blapped. There's nothing I can do about that, but we finish him off as well. And now it is a situation where I've got a battle tank of Kansas. Now, again, if you're in the Kansas in this situation and I turn to battle tank you, shoot my motherfucking superstructure. Okay? You got 12 guns. You got all your hit points. Now's the perfect time to launch all your shells straight into my superstructure. He doesn't do that. He shoots it at the belt and gets absolutely nothing. So, we go ahead and we return fire. We wait for him to finish his turn here first, because you'll know that the aim kind of gets thrown off occasionally, so you kind of want to wait for them to finish that drift that they do, and we just get the worst RNG I've ever seen. Again, 6 rounds downrange, only 2 of them finding their target. Sadness, all right? Not ideal. Again, RNG giveth, RNG taketh. You can blame gyrating drill bits, or you can just say, okay, we'll get them next time, right? Now, he does, to his credit, he does go for superstructure here. Unfortunately for me, he doesn't get all the damage in the world and leaves me with just enough to get away. And we're going to make sure that he pays for it. Now, I am very aware of the fact that New Jersey's over there. We do get our heal off. We're going to go ahead and get some health back. And our teammates are in a perfect crossfire position to send this man to the Shadow Realm if they can aim. And our buddy has finally decided he wants to come back forward in the Flaunder. So his HE is doing something. And we're going to go ahead and shoot this man's superstructure again. And once again, just be left with just enough for somebody else to get the kill. But fortunately, our teammates are going to do that. Kansas is not going to get to ram me today. And you can see as I'm looking down the sights, I'm like, for the love of God, somebody kill this man. You can see the Flanders secondaries aren't the greatest in the world. They set fires. They don't really do anything. So you got to live and die by fires if the game doesn't last long enough. But you saw the New Jersey's positioning, right? I am in the perfect position to send this man to the Shadow Realm with haste. He fires his guns. He's full broadside. We aim real low, and look at that RNG. Now that's the RNG we know and love. But of course, in true Spartan fashion, I got to leave him with just enough to get away. I'm not allowed to kill him. That'd be rude. But you can see teammate does reach out and smack him. I feel pretty happy with that shot, though. And then, of course, we're able to use the rear turret of justice to bring that man to justice. But I thought you guys would enjoy this. I know it wasn't a full match, but this was just a fun match. A little brawling action in the Iowas. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Was this satisfying your Iowa cravings for the day? And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.